Hey witches, how's it going? I wanted to warn you before this video. I have been taking a full spectrum CBD oil that was actually referred to me by someone, and so I was in a shop today getting something, and they had these. I don't know if you can see what the bag says because of the stupid light, but it says Delta Demon Forbidden Dragon Fruit. Delta 8 fruit gummy, 60 milligrams, and it's supposed to be THC. So I'm a little loopy. So that's hilarious, and we will laugh. I thought I'd say something. I'm gonna do something stupid. So anyway, I wanted to talk about something today interesting that I haven't seen, if at any YouTube videos about. If they're out there, maybe I'm looking at the wrong thing. Okay. I'm going to start with a few notes that I took about this specific thing that you can do. Even if you're a baby witch, you can do this. You can start doing this. Okay? You can I don't want this to sound like I'm making fun of something or that it's not legit, because I may change the title too. I don't know. But I'm thinking some people might think that I don't know. Anyway, the title that I've been thinking of is Tree Hugging at its Finest. And that's the title that I came up with. And then I kind of thought about it. Sort of wasting an incense there. But I have no other lighter up here than Hecate's candle. So we have Hecate's flame. But anyway, tree hugging at its finest. And I kind of thought, that's kind of cool. And it's what it is ultimately. So at the end of the video, maybe you'll get why I chose that, and if it's a completely different title, you understand that I just thought it was just silly and I didn't want any disrespect. Anyway, that was rambling on way too much about a title. So first I want you to close your eyes, and you might even want to get a little piece of paper for this video. I know that's annoying to write things down, but you might want to pause it and go grab a piece of paper and a pen for this one. And I was inspired by Earth Day to do this. Okay, so if you've grabbed a pen, or if you haven't grabbed a pen, let's talk tree hugging. So I want you to first close your eyes for a second and picture the world without trees. What would happen? There'll be no us. There'd be nothing. There'd be nothing. It would be, you know, just a bare land with nothing. So then ask yourself, what do I know about trees in the wood? What do you already know? Also think about the magical meanings of the tree. And you can think of the mundane things, but think about it. What do you know about trees? Okay, so in your thing, I'm sure you came up with lots of beautiful things, but I'm sure you came up with a few ugly things. Think about what is done to trees every day. Okay, trees probably freaking hate us for the most part. It's obvious that they wouldn't trust us. I mean, who would, right? Who would trust someone who destroys it you know, to make some crap. And I was looking in this room of wooden things I had, and I came up with 2 things, except for the 2 pieces of furniture. Actually, 3 pieces of furniture. That's the only other wood I could find. So I was kind of proud of myself. Not too much more junk of wood. So anyway, think about all that. Then think about what trees do for us in Mother Earth. So we're seeing a kind of a pattern here that's going from, you know, they're doing great things for us and we're treating them like crap. So keep that in mind, that's why trees don't trust us, and mainly why trees are afraid of us, okay? Because that's important. Think about that. If you're strong enough psychically, they say you can even feel a tree tremble as you approach it. I have not experienced that, but I would not put it past that, you know, that circumstance, because that could happen. That could happen. So anyway, and we'll probably talk more of that later, because I think I wrote it down and I took some little notes. So when I was thinking about trees, the first things that came to my mind were the beauty, how they make everything better. I can be having a crappy day and look up at a tree and feel better. Why is that? Nothing else makes me, I mean, some things do, but not many other things make me happy by just looking at them. My very first witchy encounters involved trees calming me down, me watching the movement of trees, listening to the rustling of the tree leaves. Those were just very special moments, and I still, to this day, love trees. The roots fascinate me because the roots are the same as very similar to the top. I think that's really cool. The properties of the barks, the roots, the trees, the fruits, the flowers, the nuts, and whatever wood, of course, makes the best tools. Sorry, Palo Santo. You know, I've got to whip out the U-wand. So, anyway, there have been many different festivals and celebrations surrounded trees and just different things about appreciating them and worshiping trees, such as an ancient Judaism festival. Sorry, we have to have a little bit of boring teaching before we get into the fun part, just to have a good background about it. But it's interesting, though, how they had these, even in Judaism, they had festivals called Tu Shavat that occurred on the 15th of January or February, depending on the lunar month. And that celebrates what's called the New Year's of Trees, the New Year of Trees. And I'm very, not completely Celtic, but I have some Celtic things that I adore, and I have Celtic in my bloodline. Our family crest is like Celtic, I think. Anyway, they also would calculate the age of the tree, and they used it for tithing, which is weird, which, you know, whatever. But they also planted trees and ate the fruit. Okay, a little more history. Did you witches know that you can draw knowledge from trees? You can actually draw knowledge from trees. Trees are wise. Think about how old they are. And also, if you're a believer in the fact that water holds memory, if you think that water holds memory, if you believe that, think about that, how much water trees are composed of, just like our bodies. And also think about the fact that they're living. How long have they been here? What have they seen? What have they heard? The possibilities are endless. Okay, and also jot you down if you're more interested in about that Judaism thing. It's the 15th day of the lunar year, the lunar month of the Shavat. If you're interested in that. Okay, now let's see. Still a little bit more history and then the cool shit. Okay, so they have always been associated to things like travel, healing, healing others, even healing different, your animals and stuff, or trees, plants, and also sources of knowledge. Okay, the Celts believed that trees had memories of things that had taken place close to them. They also believed they had a special connection with heroic events. Okay, 13 trees were made sacred and created the 13 tree calendar known today of as it's an awesome calendar, and there's one tree for each moon or lunar cycle in the solar year. So it's pretty awesome. So now the fun stuff. The fun stuff. Okay, how to learn from trees. How to learn from trees. And eventually, if you're lucky enough, you're going to get to hold one, okay? Alright, so first what you're going to do, the very first thing is you're going to find a tree that speaks to you. Either you find them, they reach out to, you reach out to them, or they reach out to you. Either way, be careful because they may be very scared of you. Like I said earlier, the really sensitive actually feel them tremble with fear, okay? So make sure that you are careful with that. You want to gain its trust by talking to it, singing to it. If it has nails where it's been used as a billboard or staples, let them know that you're there to help. Take those out. And then put your hands over the wounds of the tree by envisioning a bright green light to help speed the healing of the tree. You can also leave it offerings and gifts. You can leave those things there, trees like bows, different little ornaments. Just it depends on how well you know the tree. You'll know what it likes and what it doesn't like. Just like a human, they have different personalities. One offering that you can leave is for the little cute little boogers that dwell in the trees. You can leave those offerings as well. Make sure that they're safe for animals. Don't leave bread. Leave some seeds, something healthy for them that they would find in their natural habitat. Okay, again, they are afraid of us. So just keep that in mind while you're gaining its trust and while you're working on them, okay? Just be careful. Remember that when you very first walk up to the tree, gauge its fear and kind of remember that. And if you know it's going to be one you're going to have to work with a really long time, just remember that. Write it down in your tree journal. By the way, you're going to need a tree journal. Just like you need journals for everything, right? Or you could do this in your regular journal, but I would make it separate for just trees. But you can do whatever you want because that's what it's all about. Let's see. Once you're doing that, you can continue to leave the offerings, take care of it. If it's cool with it, you can decorate it for our Sabbats and Esbats. Just decorate it. Even if you just want to decorate it with little ribbons or whatever, you can just show it. Just show it a little gratitude and show it a little bit of like you feel like it's an equal and you're willing to do things for it and you're willing to ask the trust. Just, they have a personality. You always want to approach the tree with a greeting. If it's a big tree, you want to say, "Blessed be, ancient tree." And if it's a little sapling or a really young tree, you want to say, "Blessed be fine young tree," or something like that. Just something cute, you know, where you say it every day. You could say it in a, you know, in a whatever tone you please. I just, you know, feel like it's just sound joyful. Feel like it's best to sound joyful, but you could sound more ritualistic, or however you want to sound to the tree. Let's see. You after you're comfortable and you've decided it's the tree. Okay, so you want to approach the tree letting it know that you wish to impart knowledge. If it agrees with you, then you can proceed. Okay, you can move forward with getting that knowledge. You get that knowledge by approaching your third eye. Y'all know where that third eye is, right there on that chakra, right there on your forehead. Put that right there, okay, against the bark of the tree. And then you wrap your arms around it, palms open, where your palms will both be touching the bark. Like if you were to hug someone open-handed, you would grab their back. It's the same thing. And give that tree a big-ass tree hug. Okay? Give it the hug. Just stay there for it. Just absorb what it has to say. You could even meditate if you wanted to. It all depends on the tree, but you can gain different types of information from each tree, because like I've said, they have their own personalities. Each one's different, and they may be from different time periods, plus they have different magical properties. So I'm going to tell you some of the things to put in your journal. Okay, if you're going to start a little tree journal, some things to start in there. I would put the location of the tree, because that's important that you remember where it is. Is it in your neighborhood? Is it close to you? Because it may be easier to visit that tree often. The location of the tree, the type of tree, the subspecies of the tree, as much information as you can put about the tree. Put the magical properties of the tree. See if there's anything wrong with the tree. If there is, jot that down and plan to fix it as soon as you can, as soon as the tree will let you. Also, do like a little fear, 1 to 10. What do you think about the fear? Does it seem terrified, or is it kind of just a little skittish? How old do you think the tree is? Put the age of the tree. Now that's going to be hard. Just guess, you know, even if you have to Google how big do these trees get, you know, whatever. Find a way to find out an approximate age of the tree. You don't have to be real specific about that one. Don't let that make you not do this. The day and the time, that's important. And also the time of day is there. Make sure you put AM and PM, because you know sometimes we go out and it's nighttime. And it might be 2:30 a.m. or 3. We're always up at 3, so maybe 3:15 a.m. instead of p.m. You know, right? Make sure you put those a.m. p.m.s. Oh, that's funny. Put the moon phase, guys. We know the moon is important to everything that we do. So always moon phase, moon phase, moon phase. So important. The weather. What was the weather like? Was there a storm coming? Because that might make the tree even more nervous. Nervous for itself and nervous for the inhabitants. So what kind of weather is it? Is there a big storm coming? Jot those things down. Anything interesting about the weather. Not just, oh, it's a little cloudy, but it's a little cloudy and they're expecting a severe thunderstorm with tornadoes tomorrow. There's a difference there. You know, jot those little differences down. Okay, put your first approach, what happened, and your second approach, what happened. You may want to do these, like do one chart for the just first, and then 1, 2, and do them side by side, so you don't have to write like the moon phase and the date and the weather over and over and over. But you may put what happened first and what happened second side by side, and then you could look at those and see the changes easier. That's just what I've done. It makes it a little bit easier to see how it is before on that first and second time, because a lot of times it changes pretty drastically. Okay, how many approaches occurred before trust was established? So how many tries did it take? And I might also put a time frame. If it took you like 25 times, you know, in 5 years, that's a pretty lot of, you know, I would just put that, because that means you did something special, and then that tree was really scared. How many approaches? And I put how many hours or minutes. Maybe you're that good. Okay. What lives in a tree, or who lives in a tree? There have been so many times that I have been in the woods and swore on my life that was a fairy tree. It was nothing else. It was a fairy tree. And I know deep down that there were fairies there at the base of it, and it's not the only one I've seen. It's just the first one that I saw. I'm telling you guys, the next time I go hiking, I'm making sure I have my phone, my battery is charged, and I'm going to get some cool stuff for us to look at. Let's see. What are you looking for? You get into the knowledge part right now, to the really serious part there, where the reason you came, not the only reason you came, but the knowledge you wish to gain. You told the tree that was your intention to begin with. You didn't say there wouldn't be reciprocity there, but you did say that. So, what were you seeking? Write that down. What were you seeking? What did the tree tell you? Now, when a tree tells you a secret, you don't tell a soul. I don't care if she's your high priestess, your daughter, your best friend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife. Don't tell a soul. That is betrayal on another level. That is for you to know. That's for you to know. I may even lock this book up somewhere, my little journal. I'm terrified for somebody to see that. Did it share its name? Sometimes a tree will share its actual name with you. And again, you're not to tell anybody. Now maybe if your husband is living there and a tree's on your property, and you decide to approach this together as like-minded individuals, and the tree tells you both the same thing, and you maybe, but just, don't put that on, on Twitter, or just tell everybody. You should not do that. That's abusing information, and it will end up ruining your relationship with the tree. Okay? Now, I will post some different trees, not all of them, okay? Just some different trees, and I'll be giving you not just what it's good for, but what knowledge you're more likely to receive from that tree, and what you should ask. Like if you want to ask a tree about a relationship or love issue, it would be completely different than you would ask one for something where you're about to face an obstacle, and you just need that powerful guidance. It's going to be completely different. But that's all I have, guys. I just wanted to say again, thank you for the 5,000. Y'all, I told y'all I ate that gummy. For the 500, soon to be 5,000 subscriber milestone. It's over that now. That was just last night when I saw that, but that's so awesome. I hope you guys can deal with staring at a blank table and just listening to the sound of my voice and hearing what I have to say versus worrying about seeing, my face. I hope that's not something that's a turn off, but maybe, just maybe, I'll be able to get in front of that camera, and I'd probably cry the first time I did it. I'd be so happy. But anyway, I think that's all except for what I have coming up. I've placed about 3 orders, 1 to Mystic Elements, 1 to Magic Planet, and I think 1 more to Magic Planet. I think I will have 3. So I'll be doing a haul with all 3 of those, and we'll be able to kind of see all the cool shit I got and maybe figure out what I'm going to use it for, because some of it's stuff that I wouldn't normally get. So that's going to be kind of cool seeing that. But that's all I have, guys. And just remember, stay, just stay who you are. And I want to say to Nicole, if you're listening to this, that I love you, sweetie, and everything's going to be okay. And with that, guys, blessed be. Bye, and thank you for watching Gothic Magic.